Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, February 25th, and I'm Ted Keith with your Morning Buzzcast. The last time I hosted Morning Buzzcast, I ended with a little shot at my alma mater, the North Carolina Tar Heels, and its men's basketball team's dwindling chances to make the NCAA tournament. So let's start with a little positive breaking news for Carolina. The website Inside Carolina reported overnight that UNC has hired Jim Tanner, founder and president of Tandem Sports and Entertainment, to be the first general manager of Carolina's storied men's basketball team. Tanner is a UNC graduate who currently represents 4 NBA players: Jeremy Sohan of the Spurs, Cam Thomas of the Nets, Jared Allen of the Cavaliers, and Desmond Bane of the Grizzlies. And in years past, he has represented stars like Ray Allen, Tim Duncan, Grant Hill, and John Morant, as well as a slew of Tar Heels during their pro careers, including Marvin Williams, Tyler Hansbrough, and current UNC assistant coach Sean May. General managers are becoming a vital position in the college sports landscape, and while the role could be different in Chapel Hill than it is elsewhere, at each school the position will continue to evolve, with the responsibilities primarily expected to include contract negotiations and dealing with agents, but could also include the scouting of potential players, as well as any and all business needs that arise for the program. I had the opportunity to meet with Tanner a couple years ago in Chapel Hill, and I came away extremely impressed not just with his background and his past, but what his vision was for the future of college sports in the NIL era. It seems that even if this season doesn't turn around on the court for the Tar Heels, their future is in better hands today now that they have Jim Tanner on board. North Carolina's overall athletic department ranks second this fall in the Learfield Cup standings, an all-sports ranking of college programs. Topping that list yet again is Stanford, and the country's most comprehensive athletic department will be undergoing some changes of its own now that athletic director Bernard Muir will step down after the end of the school year. He has been leading the department for 13 seasons that includes more than 30 national championships. But while he did have oversight for the whole department, the football program had largely been taken over by Andrew Luck, the Stanford alum and standout quarterback who became the team's general manager late last year. The situation in Stanford and the one in Chapel Hill reflects the continuing changes happening in college sports. There is no exact roadmap for how each school will want to do this, but programs can look to the examples that Carolina and Stanford have set and see if there's a path that might make sense for themselves as they try to make it through this confusing world. Turning to baseball, with spring training well underway, opening day is actually closer than you think. The season for most teams will start in late March, but the Dodgers and Cubs will kick off the season on March 18th and 19th in Tokyo. Those games will also be the start of Fox's 30th year broadcasting MLB games. That slate will include the All-Star Game from Atlanta in July, the first Speedway Classic featuring the Braves and Reds at Bristol Motor Speedway in early August, and of course the World Series come October. Back in 2019, we published a cover story on the beginning of the Fox MLB partnership, a fun oral history in which we talked to the likes of Bud Selig and David Hill to get the rollicking tale of how a renegade network and a tradition-bound sport embarked on a partnership that has now lasted for 3 decades. Elsewhere in baseball, Cleveland Guardians owner Larry Dolan died yesterday at age 94. Dolan was a Cleveland native who bought the team for $323 million in 2000 and became the longest-tenured owner in the history of a franchise that dates back to the founding of the American League in 1901. Dolan handed control of the team to his son Paul in 2010. On yesterday's Morning Buzz, Austin Karp outlined some of the potential ownership changes coming to 2 teams in the AL Central Division, the Chicago White Sox and Minnesota Twins. The Guardians will likely be undergoing an ownership change soon as well. David Blitzer bought a 25% stake in the team in 2022, with terms that gave him the option to become majority owner by 2028. Blitzer, of course, is also part owner of the Philadelphia 76ers and the New Jersey Devils. The Guardians have been a model of stability and success over the last 3 decades, winning 12 AL Central titles and making 14 postseason appearances since the opening of what is now known as Progressive Field in 1994. That includes last year's division crown and the run to the ALCS before they lost to the Yankees. However, the franchise is still searching for its first World Series title since 1948, the longest drought in baseball, and ending that drought may soon become the responsibility of someone outside the Dolan family for the first time in over 30 years. More sad news yesterday. Al Trautwig, a longtime familiar voice at MSG Networks and on Olympic broadcasts, died at age 68. Trautwig's duties included play-by-play for the Yankees as well as pre- and post-game show work for the Knicks and Rangers, and he was one of those broadcasters you watched so much you felt as if you knew them. Still, I didn't learn until yesterday that Trautwig actually graduated from Adelphi University, which is located in my hometown of Garden City, New York. Still, Troutwig has long been stamped in my memory for a question he asked Yankees outfielder Paul O'Neill at the team's World Series victory parade in 1996 as 3 million people cheered the team's ride up the Canyon of Heroes. "Can you believe how many people you guys have made happy?" Troutwig asked. That question gets to the heart of what sports do at their very best. They make people happy. So we'll end with a happy note. On Saturday night, a new team came to life when San Diego FC played its first game in Major League Soccer. Even before its opener against the LA Galaxy, San Diego FC had already made sports history, becoming the first major men's North American pro team to have a major investment in its ownership group from a Native American tribe. As SBJ's Alex Silverman detailed in our February 17th issue, the Siquan tribe put more than $200 million into the group that is led by Egyptian-British billionaire Mohamed Mansour. Then the team went out and beat the defending MLS champions, handing the Galaxy their first home loss since 2023, a result that surely made the growing fan base of a new franchise very happy. Finally, a quick programming note. SBJ's Inside the Industry will debut Thursday, February 27th at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time on SBJ's YouTube channel. Inside the Industry is our new monthly show, produced in conjunction with Monumental Sports and Entertainment, that looks at the business trends shaping sports and the business of sports. Thursday's show includes LA Clippers owner Steve Ballmer discussing the brand new Intuit Dome, a look at how legendary Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones transformed the NFL business models, and a sneak peek at the revitalization plans at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. Again, check out SBJ's Inside the Industry on Thursday, February 27th at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time on SBJ's YouTube channel. Subscribe now to get notifications for the debut and all shows as they become available. This has been your Morning Buzzcast for February 25th. I'm Ted Keith. Thanks for listening.